What is up, people out there in the YouTube universe? I am DJ Cash, and you are listening to C and J Wrestling Talk. And I am joined by my best friend, my brother from another mother, my man Jake.
And my God, man, it's been one heck of a week in WWE lately, and I can't wait to talk all about it in this show tonight.
Oh! Trust me, we have a lot to talk about. We will get to the good part. Trust me. But yeah,
Yep.
anyway, we are going to be recapping Monday Night Raw. We're going to go over the matches that were made for Money in the Bank, and we'll actually do a little bit of NXT talk on here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the review. We kicked off Monday Night Raw with the Authority again. Like, really, how many times are we gonna have to? We've been going through this for 2 years now. Like, I'm tired of seeing the Authority like open the show. They need something new. But yeah, the Authority came down, and of course, Seth Rollins was pissed to the highest that Dean Ambrose walked out with his WWE World Heavyweight Championship at this past Sunday at Elimination Chamber. Yes, Dean Ambrose, he has the belt, but he is not the champion. Seth is the champion. My man, Seth Rollins. And then as they just did all they did was just do their thing. They just like came down to talk on how like it's wrong. And Stephanie did her best to save this, but even to me, she even couldn't say this. But and then, Jake, I know you're gonna like this. Roman Reigns came down and he joined the party. Is it just me, or does it like feel like Roman Reigns has improved a lot since? And you're gonna find this interesting. I think he's improved a lot since the last man standing match with Big Show, which actually turned out to do a lot for Roman Reigns. I mean, you could just see it last night in that opening segment. He was calm. He actually felt like he knew what to say to get the crowd back into it. And then he addressed to Seth Rollins, "You are not. You are the worst WWE World Heavyweight Champion in history." And of course, that tipped Rollins off to the highest. And then Seth Rollins said, "I don't need, I don't need J&J security. I don't need like a big piece of crap like Kane, and I don't need the Authority." And he said to Roman Reigns, "Tell Dean Ambrose he's got his rematch, and we now know it will be a ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose." Now, Jake, how did you like the opening segment, and did it accomplish
It accomplished, a little bit because me and you have been talking on this for weeks, almost months, on how Seth Rollins, little by little, is deteriorating from the Authority. And that was, a little bit more of a Steph talking about I don't need J&J, I don't need Kane, and then I don't need the Authority. But really, last night all it was just, another Authority segment, another, okay, bring this superstar down to the ring. Let's see what he has to offer, and let's see what type of punishment we can give him. And it just happened to be Roman Reigns last night, which I have to agree. After the last man standing match and a little bit of the WrestleMania 31 match, his likability has gone up, and I mean way up.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And of course, as the segment went on, we had a Triple H, and by the way, Triple H was great in this segment. He was absolutely great. He just knows how to do it on the mic. He was like, "Maybe you'll be part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Maybe you want it all, Roman Reigns." So I'm gonna go in the back. I'm gonna find somebody. No offense, but you have a roster of loaded with talent back there, and you choose King Barrett. Actually, I'm not even gonna call him King anymore because he has been booked like hell since he's won that title. Not title, like that little, like that golden star. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it, that golden star of King of the Ring. And of course, we have Roman Reigns versus Bad News Barrett. That wasn't a bad match, but kind of knew Roman Reigns was gonna win. And
Yeah.
then as we went on through the night, Roman Reigns he then had another match against Mark Henry. And if he had lost, his Money in the Bank ladder match spot would have been taken. Of course, Roman Reigns he won by countout, and then he had to be in the main event. But this time, followed the buzzards. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt was the main event. Now, the main event was fine. I kind of figured that it wasn't gonna be all that great, but yeah, for what it was fine. Roman Reigns was the star of the night. Let's just say, I mean, he went through Barrett, Henry, Wyatt on the same night. If this is no indication that this guy will not be the face of the company in years to come, you are crazy. I mean, Roman Reigns, he's got the look, he's got the body, and he's got that, like that. And what we call it again, man? It's like he's got that aura. He's got that aura about him that just rings off.
Yep.
And of course, you mentioned the crowd reactions have gotten much better too. So, how did you like the way Roman Reigns was used last night on Raw?
I thought it was used to almost its highest efficiency because it's not really like we do see Roman Reigns in a match on Raw about every week, but like you said, this was almost like a star factor. It's almost like they kind of made him have that it factor to prove that he is likable, he is worthy of being the baby face of the company and so on and so forth. And I do
Yeah.
and I do like Roman Reigns as a superstar, and you could almost say he's one of my newest favorites. And the way that Triple H put him in, I'll say, the 3-hour gauntlet match of Raw, I thought it was perfect. I may like him, but I think he needed to be in that gauntlet match because just the whole, oh yeah, he went against King Barrett, whoop dee. Then shocking, Mark Henry. It's like, oh, okay,
Man,
that's
this
a good
question is
match.
Mark Henry heel now?
I guess so. I don't know anymore.
like, like really?
There's no decisive movement with Mark Henry anymore. He's heel, he's face in the elimination chamber, then he's heel on Monday night. I just don't know anymore.
No, but nah, yeah, I definitely agree with everything you just said, man, about Roman Reigns. He definitely could be a WWE World Heavyweight Champion down the line. Yeah. Now, in the main event, we actually had Seth Rollins and the Authority come out, which I did not agree whatsoever. Like Seth Rollins, he honestly grew some balls last night on that mic. And here's the thing: if he said he didn't need J&J security and like that big piece of crap like Kane, then why in the world is he out with them? I mean, like we've run into situations like this before with Seth Rollins on how like he can stand on his own 2 feet, but he has people to help him. At this point in time, throughout his entire title reign, because does this hurt him in a way?
And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Yes, it does. It hinders him. He's almost like a baby that is being nursed by the mother of J&J Security and Kane and the Authority all together. What they need to do is sooner or later let Seth Rollins go from the Authority. I mean, time is ticking away and it's just hurting him piece by piece because it's basically saying, okay, yeah, I can do stuff on my own, but it's better when I have more people to help me. And you're supposed to be the architect of the shield that used to be the shield. You're the one that broke the shield after the trip after the 6-man tag at Payback from Evolution and the Shield. And right now, this isn't showing me much that you're supposedly the guy you say you are. To me, it's just showing me that you did what you did to get under Triple H as a protege, and now you're stuck as his protege no matter what.
Yeah, that really is one way of looking at it, my man. Now, like I said, in the main event segment, Seth Rollins came out, the Authority came out, and then Roman Reigns, he beat Bray Wyatt, as we all know, and Dean Ambrose came out with the championship. Of course, get this view, he gave it back to Seth Rollins. It was like thick fast, then dropped him, then he walked back off. So he gave it back. Seth Rollins just didn't have his hands, he didn't have his hands ready. So yeah, he got it back. Dean Ambrose just stole it again. Now, like I said, we got we'll get to the Money in the Bank stuff later on. But yeah, back to Monday Night Raw. Of course, after that we had a Diva segment backstage. It was Nikki and Paige. Now let's actually talk about that match. It was Nikki Bella versus Paige for the Divas Championship. The match wasn't that great. The segment backstage didn't really help much either. And can someone please tell me, are the Bella Twins heels or faces after last night? Because wasn't Nikki a face this past Sunday at Elimination Chamber, and now all of a sudden she's turning back to being a heel? Like, really, can someone please explain to me? There is like no consistency when it comes to the Bella Twins. What did you think of that? What did you think, man? What did you think?
I thought it was like most WWE Divas segments and matches terrible. Because, like you said, are they heel? Are they face? What are they? They're basically trying to be neutral. They want the fans to like them, yet they want to pull dirty maneuvers like twin magic all the time. And I really don't get that. They're all, it's like Mark Henry, but in two divas. Because I, I just don't know what else to say about them. They want to act like they're the best. They want to act like they're good, like they're role models, yet you want to also be heel. Which is it? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to choose one of
Yeah, definitely, man. Okay, let's actually not take too much time to talk about it because we're not that crazy about the news. But yeah, moving on from that, we were supposed to have an Intercontinental title match last night, but the Big Show made his return and knocked the hell out of Miz, which was funny as heck. And then Big Show, he came out and he said, "You say you're the big guy, but you ain't got nothing on the Big Show." And everybody was like, "Ooh." So it looks like we're apparently going to get Ryback versus Big Show match for the title, probably at Money in the Bank. What did you think of that?
them. I think that this whole match and the segment they did last night, it's pretty dang good because you know who else?
What?
It's not that the whole segment persuaded me. But who else would you rather have Ryback go up against? Would you rather have him go up against Mark Henry again? A
No,
WrestleMania 29
no,
rematch for the
no.
title? Do
That's
you
it.
want to see him
Let me ask this question: which is worse, Big Show or Henry?
Henry? Because
What?
would you? I hate to say it, but the last Big Show, doesn't fit in with the whole Intercontinental Championship title crowd. But it's something to do with Ryback. Would you rather have him go up against Bray Wyatt for the Intercontinental Championship?
I mean, honestly, it would make sense since Wyatt beat Ryback back at the Payback pay per view, but they're not going to pick up off that. But yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, so we got to look forward to a Big Show versus Ryback match, something that we've all seen before for the IC title. At least this does give something for Ryback to do on his first run. And I don't want to see Big Show with that title. I swear, if he beats Ryback, I'm done with the Big Show. I'm done with him
Yep.
if he wins that title. Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, last night on Raw, we had Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. It was a squash match. Dolph won. And we then had a six-man tag, which I actually enjoyed. It was Dolph Ziggler and PTP, the primetime players, taking on the New Day in six-man tag team action. New Day, I would like to see them in six-man tags more often. I don't want them copying the Shield. I swear if they do that, I'm going to lose it. But yeah, I don't want them copying the Shield. I just like to see them featured in six-man tags more often than just seeing Big E and Kofi or Xavier Woods and Kofi or Big E and Xavier. Like, shake it up a bit. But yeah, the six-man tag was fine. The primetime players got over, which I liked. As far as the primetime players and New Day is concerned, it looks like we're going to get we may get the tag team titles on the line at Money in the Bank. So, what do you think of the primetime players right now?
I think that they're they're doing good so far, as going for the tag team championships because right now my favorite to win, well, my favorite to go for the tag team champions were were Lucha Dragons, but unfortunately, I don't see them right now winning the tag team champions, other than the primetime players after they made their statement clear. I believe the week before Elimination Chamber on that Raw,
Yeah.
and I just I just see them right now, kind of popular. And if we do get that match at Money in the Bank, I'm looking forward to it because when's the last time we've seen the primetime players go for a tag team championship shot? That
It was actually
wasn't
2013.
exactly. Plus, it's almost like this isn't a screwy type of match because if you haven't heard, Kofi Kingston, one third of New Day, will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE
For
World
some
Heavyweight
reason.
Championship. Yep, some reason. But that's a good thing because that takes him out of their equation. Let him go train for that ladder match, and then if we do have the match, let the primetime players go up against Xavier Woods and Big E. So then it'd probably be a fair match.
That definitely is a that definitely is a good way the way you looked at it. Like I said, my thoughts on the primetime players. I love those guys. I thought they should have had a tag team title reign the first time, but the problem with that is you have to have credible heel tag teams, and we don't have that many besides New Day and the Ascension. They're not doing anything or you know what. So yeah, I hope the primetime players do and get this. They finally got the T-shirts on WWEshop.com. They finally got them. Yeah, but anyway, moving on from that, what else was there really? Oh, now we can get to the good part.
Yep. And my God,
Kevin, Kevin M.F. Owens came out to the ring and he addressed his clean, squeaky clean victory over John Cena. And he was addressing the crowd. And of course, how can you not like Kevin Owens? I mean, he is good on that mic when he needs to be. And like he said that since I was not featured on WWE TV, I was never to be that hero for my son that John Cena is. And then John Cena, of course, he then came down and he did his little thing. It started to get a little slow at first, but then as Cena picked up, I got right back into it. And I love this segment. I love every single bit of it, and it definitely accomplished a lot. I would have liked to see Owens say something back. I mean, they just like it was like Cena just said, "You're gonna get beat by a real man," and then the music just hits. I mean, why doesn't Kevin Owens just say so? I mean, he did it 2 weeks ago with John Cena. I mean, he dropped it for God's sake. So yeah, man. What are your thoughts on Kevin Owens, and how did you like this segment?
I thought the segment was, you know, as good as the one they pulled off last week going into Elimination Chamber because it's just, Kevin Owens, you see this guy, and like you said, he's he's the type of guy that you love to hate. He's that villain that you just can't help but root for. And then going up against the tippy top babyface of WWE so far, John Cena, it just gives, some type of it factor to Owens and some type of little bit of it factor to Cena. And by far the segment they did, man, it's just they're pulling it off on point. This is the type of segments we haven't seen with Cena for a long while.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good point. I think the last time we saw Cena in this kind of state of aggression was that feud that he had with CM Punk. But as this question, I think this may outshine Cena and Punk. This really may outshine that rivalry. And by the way, we will get Cena and Owens too in 2 weeks at Elimination. I mean, see, I'm so hooked on them facing Elimination Chamber. Yeah, but like they're gonna get their rematch at Money in the Bank. Now, as much as I really want to see the match, I want to see the rematch. This rematch should not be happening 2 weeks later. A match like this really needs to have like a 4 week build. Because think about it. My another concern that I have is how are Cena and Owens gonna outshine what they did 48 hours ago? Because a rematch like this they're gonna have to do something different. Like when I first saw him announce this, I was like, "Is the United States title on the line? Something has to be on the line in order for me to get completely invested in seeing Cena versus Owens too, even though we all know Cena is gonna win because
Yep.
he ain't losing twice. He ain't losing twice. I swear, if he loses twice clean, I think we need to put our faith back in WWE if he loses again clean. But yeah,
Yep.
what do you think that they need to do in order for them to like outdo what they did at Elimination Chamber?
I think, like you said, they need to extend the time to SummerSlam, which we all know they're not going to do because, in my opinion, I think Kevin Owens in that segment could have said something like this: "If you want some veteran advice from me, John, how about you take some more time to train instead of meeting you at Money in the Bank? I'll meet you at SummerSlam." That would have made
Yes,
that would have made so much better
yes, it
of
would
a
have.
great segment because then you have time to train, you have time to think of new moves, and for
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens, new aerial stunts to
Like
pull off.
and here's another thing that they could have done. Kevin Owens, he could have said what he said to Sami Zayn on NXT a few weeks ago. He said, "What has he done to earn a rematch with me? I already beat him." Kevin Owens could have said something like that. That would have been great. I'm just so, like I said, this match scares the shit out of me. Like I am so scared because we know Cena's gonna win. That may be the point on how WWE will handle Kevin Owens. Because think about it, right now, I heard that he's up on the main roster, but he's still in NXT. So the NXT champion is being featured on a daily basis now. So you gotta wonder how that's gonna factor. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like who is gonna knock off Owens for that championship? I mean, there's a lot to be considered here with this rematch. Okay, let's actually close our thoughts on Monday Night Raw. What'd you think of the show?
I thought overall the show, it was basically just a plain regular show, but it did have
I
some
see what
good.
you did there.
Yep, it did.
I,
It did have some pretty good segments in it with Owens, coming out the whole uh 3-hour gauntlet matches with Reigns. Triple H did a very good job
yeah.
his segment parts. But overall it was just a plain show.
Yeah, I actually thought the Fallout show, like, here's the thing. We had great segments, just not so much great matches. So, yeah, not much of a Fallout show from the Chamber pay per view. Oh, by the way, am I the only one who is, I cannot be the only one out there who thinks that we need to see Triple H versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? Am I the only one
Um
that thinks that?
just the way that Triple H addressed Roman Reigns talking about, hey, don't lace. You might want to lace up that vest tighter this time. You got another match with Mark Henry. That
How can
just
they not
made
do that
me.
match? Like, how can they?
That's
How
it.
can they not do that match?
Exactly. If anything, and they want to do this match, hold it until either SummerSlam or do this match right at Survivor Series, because that
Yeah.
is our
Stop
that
trying to
is
treat
our belief.
Survivor Series like it means something.
I know, but a lot of people supposedly want the whole Shield triple threat match at WrestleMania 32.
Which needs to
So,
happen.
yep. So it's either at SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or hold off the triple threat match until WrestleMania 23 or next year's SummerSlam.
Okay, people, we're actually going to take into a little different direction. We're going to take a few minutes and talk about NXT. That's actually, we're going to take some time to talk about how NXT is great. Because think about what Kevin Owens did Sunday night. I mean, do you realize, like, on how much he made NXT look like WWE had nothing on NXT as opposed to like its own promotion? Like you not only showcased the NXT champion, but you had the NXT champion win. He's from NXT, and not only Adrian Neville and not excuse me Neville and Bo Dallas were on that show, so they got featured a bit, you could say. So yeah, NXT was definitely advertised and definitely shown a lot on Elimination Chamber. It definitely showcased what NXT is definitely all about. And we actually found out last night on Raw that this Thursday night on SmackDown, Kevin Owens will defend the NXT Championship on SmackDown. So yes, this episode is definitely worth watching. What are your
Yeah.
overall thoughts on NXT right now, man? Because like, think about it, Lane. They just had their Unstoppable uh, special 2 weeks ago, which was absolutely great. I mean, you got guys like Baron Corbin, Rhino, Tyler Breeze, Finn Balor, Hideo Hitami, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Bayley, Dana Brooke, and yes, I'm putting her in that category. And I'm actually going to put this guy in this category too. Mojo Rawley, Enzo and Big Cass, Blake and Murphy. Like, NXT has just been so great over the last, I think 2015 has just been great for NXT so far, man. So what are your overall thoughts on NXT right now?
My opening thoughts are NXT, like you said, has been good overall from the year of 2014 leading into the year of 2015, and they're probably still going to get better on and on and on. Last, I believe, last week they didn't have too much of a fallout show. It had, some okay matches, but like you said, like you said before the show, it's an hour long show. They don't really have much to put in to their televised, well, WWE Network televised show, and it's just to me. But the way they did Unstoppable, it's and the way they do their specials and their weekly show bases, it's almost like they're putting WWE to shame because the divas are pulling off, matches that our divas should. The superstars are pulling off matches that should be done on a weekly basis to the highest performance,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just, I hate to say it, they're better than the main roster right now. And I want the main roster to prove me wrong on this when I say NXT has them beat weekly and they only have an hour to do their show.
That is a excellent way you just made that, my man Jay. That is an excellent way you just put that. And the NXT Championship, by God, I mean, honestly, I always like to call that the rookie title or like a paper championship, but I'm treating that thing like it's the freaking WWE World Heavyweight Championship after Sunday. Because I mean, think of it, that is their world title. Here's the thing. My thought, like I said, I gave you my overall thoughts on NXT. If I had to pick one thing out of NXT that I think that needs to be dealt with is the tag team division. That is the one
Yeah.
thing I think that definitely needs to be worked out. Because, like I said, Blake and Murphy, I don't get these guys. They have a terrible theme song. They're not that great in the ring. They don't even have no personality. You need to book. I mean, remember when the Ascension were the tag team champions? I mean, they were great. They got like good. They were great NXT tag team champions. Loser Dragons were great NXT tag team champions. They need to be booked like that. But like I said, just that is the one thing I would change is try to help the NXT tag team division. Now the NXT women's division, we don't even need to. They don't need no changes. They are fine the way they are. And
Yes,
by the
they
way,
were.
people, like Finn Balor right now is the number one contender for the NXT Championship. So Jay, how do you think that's going to fare with Kevin Owens doing his thing on the main roster?
If anything, it shouldn't affect Kevin Owens too much because, you know, I hate to say it, I may see Kevin Owens coming up to the main roster, but I don't see him losing that championship to Finn Balor right now. If anything, if anything, I might see him losing it in the dream match that everybody is talking about right here, right now, with Samoa Joe
Oh
coming
yeah,
in.
oh yeah, definitely. Let's actually talk about him for a second because I heard that he just got. Get this, I think he had a match on Superstars against Tyson Kidd. I heard about that, and like Samoa Joe, like I said, we're all familiar with Samoa Joe, TNA. That's all you really need to know about Samoa Joe. We know what he is capable of, Ring of Honor. We know what he's done there. Right now, he's currently signed with Ring of Honor, but I heard he signed a full-time contract with WWE. Now, Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens. That is gonna. I'm fine. I can wait till the next NXT special to watch that. I can't wait to see it. But as far as Samoa Joe is concerned, he looked great when he showed up at Unstoppable. I can't wait to see what he does in NXT, and I can't wait to see who he's going to be facing in his first match on NXT. Like that's going to be really anticipated. Like his first match in NXT, not WWE, NXT. That is the one thing that we have to be clear, because we have to treat NXT like it's separate from WWE. We have to treat it like it's its own little indie promotion with just WWE production quality and backing. So yeah, that definitely is going to be interesting down the line. As far as Finn Balor, I actually had a theory. What if it was Finn Balor who attacked Hideo Itami at Unstoppable? I honestly wouldn't be shocked, because that demon that he keeps talking about, to me, that would make sense. You want to know who I would honestly think would make the most sense to knock off Owens for that championship? Ooh. Alex Riley.
Oh man.
I mean, think about it, man. It would make a hell of a lot of sense, because think about it. You can make a comeback story with Alex Riley on how he faced Kevin Owens 2 times. He could even be the one to give Owens his first loss, and Owens still would not be affected by it whatsoever. I think they could tell a great story with Alex Riley, because Alex Riley, honestly, to me, he is so underrated. Even when he was in WWE on the main roster, he was so underrated. They didn't even have a United States title run when he was back to that. So I really think they can tell a story with Alex Riley. Yeah, man. So any more else you want to say about NXT before we head off there?
Not really much, other than they're doing a better job than the main roster that I just had to reinstate.
Yeah, you just had to get that in, didn't you? You just had to get that in. NXT is better than the main roster. And guess what? These are rookies, technically.
Yep. These are guys that are WWE rookies, but are veterans in wrestling that are almost doing it as long or even longer than some of our main roster superstars.
You want to know who I think is the most underrated superstar in NXT right now? Tyler Breeze.
Oh man,
he is so underrated to me.
To me, he's almost got Dolph Ziggler wannabe type style to him. He comes out with his the whole flashy type of thing. Like,
but he's made it work.
Look at me.
But he's made it work, man. He's made it work for himself.
Kind of, in my opinion. He's kind of 50-50.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze is definitely, like I said, as far as NXT is concerned, they're doing absolutely great things. Here's one thing I have a question. I know Sami Zayn right now, he is injured, but is he going to go back down to NXT once he gets back, or is he going to go straight to the main roster? Because honestly, Sami Zayn, he has been down in NXT way too long.
Yes, he has.
Way too long.
Yes, he has. He made one main roster appearance, and that was in his first debut match against John Cena for the United States Championship in his Open Challenge. And I think after that, he needs to come up to the main roster. Because if you haven't seen, the main roster with these NXT rookies are doing pretty fine. Unfortunately, they're not booking Neville like he should. He's had some iffy but some kind of good matches. But look how they booked Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and what about Bo Dallas? I mean, this guy was once the longest reigning NXT champion in history until Neville, he broke that. That seems like the fuel to their rivalry on the main roster. So, yeah, definitely interesting. As far as I'm concerned, man, this has been C&J Wrestling Talk. I'm DJ Cass. Jay?
Yep.
All right, guys, we will see you next week for our Money in the Bank preview show. Peace out.
Yep. See you.